Hey guys, so it's Ashley Bedeck here. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to bleach knots on a frontal. Now this one is 13 by 4 inches. Normally most people's heads are not 13 inches, so you're going to be customizing it after the fact, but that's a whole different tutorial. So this frontal is deep curly texture and it comes from a brand by the name of iSee. We're going to be laying it flat on its back. I'm going to be taking my fingers and getting them super wet. This is kind of the lazy way. Take a wet brush and brush the baby hairs back into the hair. That way when you bleach the knots, you won't accidentally bleach your baby hairs blonde. And you're going to see in the end that I accidentally kind of got a little bit of blonde on it because when I slid the frontal down, I'll show you in a minute. But basically you want to make sure that the baby hairs are out of the way and everything is laying in the same direction underneath. That way no strays will get blonde. Now you're going to take and lay the frontal on a piece of foil, and that's going to protect your countertops. I'm going to take a bowl specifically for dyeing hair. If you don't have one, just take a Tupperware and use that. Just make sure to never ever use it again on your food. Now I'm going to be taking the BWD bleach from Clairol. I buy the nice jumbo size from Sally's just because I use it a lot. I took about 2 scoops. You're going to see later on that I'm going to like double my recipe simply because I decided to bleach 2 frontals and a closure all in one. Now I'm going to take my 40 volume developer, and this one is from Ion, and I'm going to just mix it all together. Now I don't use a specific measurement for this. I just kind of add little by little by little by little, and I mix it in as good as possible just to see. At this point you're going to see that it is still more powder than it is liquid. Ultimately, you just want a nice thick consistency. I remember in my original bleach knots tutorial, I compared it to pancake batter and I got butchered for that because it's not necessarily the pancake batter. But you just want a nice thick consistency, that is kind of cakey. You know, you don't want it runny and liquid, but you don't want it like too thick. And I'll show you exactly physically what I mean in just a moment. But I just gradually add little by little. And again, I added a little bit more of the bleach and a little bit more of the powder. But you see how it's like a thick, cakey consistency where it's not going to run through. And the reason you don't want it to be too thick is because as I'm laying it on this lace, if it were like a super thin, wet consistency, it would go directly through the lace and onto the hair on the opposite side. And then you'd have bleached roots, and you don't want that. You literally just want the knots to be bleached, and this is the best way to explain it. So I'm going to cover this with foil. I'm going to like slide it down once all of the knots are covered with the bleach, and then I'm going to put the foil on top. That way it's covered top and bottom. The foil is basically going to protect your surfaces from getting any of the product on it, and this is how much I have left, but this is going to be used on another frontal. That's why I put a little bit more. But yeah, when you cover it, see how I slid it down and I kind of got some of the baby hair slid up? That's going to turn, so make sure that you are careful of that. Also, if you get bleach on the hair, take white water and rinse it and it'll come out. I let the bleach sit on for about 20 to 25 minutes. Check it at about 20 minutes and like look through and see if the knots are bleached on the opposite side, and if they're not, just go like in more 5 to 10 minute increments until you get it all off. Now I pretty much put the frontal in the sink upside down and get all of the bleach off. Once it's off, I begin the process of just checking the knots and making sure that they're all bleached. You see how flush, flawless, and natural this frontal is? Whenever you're searching or purchasing a frontal, you want it to look this flawless off the bat. I have not tweezed, plucked, anything. This is naturally how the frontal is made. Super natural, right? So I'm going to take a purple shampoo. The brand honestly does not matter. For example, for me, I am using the generic brand from Sally's. You can use Shimmer Lights, Joyco. So many different brands have their own version. Whatever suits you will work just fine. You also can find like the purple conditioners. Instead, I'm going to be opting for my silicone mix. This is going to pretty much make sure that if the frontal or whatever you're washing is dry, it's going to give it so much moisture. In this case, the frontal was not dry at all. I just love the silicone mix because it does such an amazing job at instantly giving your frontal such moisture and luster. You're also going to follow the same exact steps if you are doing a closure. Any questions you have, list them down below and I will definitely get back to you. So off camera, I went ahead and made a wig. This is deep curly hair. It is 2.5 bundles and a frontal, 24, 24, half of a 22, and then a 20-inch frontal. Very nice. So I went ahead and separated the hair. I kind of parted it right before the track starts so that you wouldn't be able to see any of the tracks where the frontal ends. And I'm kind of showing you how the frontal lays and how the wig was made. Don't forget, whenever you make your wigs, you definitely have to pull your frontal back or your closure and cut out that cap that's underneath the frontal or the closure. This is going to help to make the wig fit very nice. It's going to help to make the wig lay flat, and it's also going to make sure that you're able to see those knots on the lace so that you kind of have that parting, that natural parting texture that you want. Now you're going to have to remove the wig from the mannequin head. If you've done like I did, I used the hot glue gun method. You're going to have excess glue like on your mannequin head, and sometimes it will stick. So you kind of want to take that off before it has a chance to stick too much. And this is kind of a close-up of my work. Decided after the fact I wanted to co-wash the rest of the bundles, so I did that off camera, and I also added an elastic band. Now my wig is ready to apply. Bye-bye to this one over here. That's also some good hair, but I just haven't been taking care of it, haven't brushing my hair. Walking around looking like a cave woman, right? So off the bat, biggest critique about this frontal. I love this frontal. You see on the sides, it just lays, and the hair is like pretty much parted and like it's growing in different directions. And then there goes hubby making a cameo. He says he hates the camera, but we know he loves the camera, right? Biggest critique about this frontal is that the cap is a little bit lighter than my complexion. The way to offset that is to add powder to the parting, or you can go ahead and use like tea bags or something like that and tint the lace. For my complexion, I always opt for a medium brown lace. This one I believe is about a light brown. So again, you just add a little bit of powder, your foundation powder, and that will make it match. Now here I'm just taking my Got To Be Glued. I've trimmed down the baby's hairs a little bit shorter. I did not pluck or tweeze anything in this process. And I just cut the baby hairs a little bit shorter. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my little baby hair brush and swoop it up and make some baby hair. Now because I did not have to pluck or tweeze, you can see exactly what the hairline is looking like. If I were a beginner, this would be super duper ideal because I wouldn't even have to trim the hairline if I did not want to. You could have just left it long and still did the baby hair. But as you can see all the way around, it looks super natural. Only thing is, you see when I took the old wig off, the color of the wig cap that I had on, that shows through. So if I would have had a wig cap on that was darker, this would look amazing. But it does look a little bit lighter simply because I have on a wig cap that is too light. So after the fact, like the next morning, I went ahead and took that wig cap off and I put a brown one on because that one was tan and that one worked better for the other lace that I had on previously. So understand that when it comes to wigs, each one is unique. It's like a unique baby, and each one requires a little something different from you. This one is so natural that there was no finesse needed, so I had to use basically my skin color. So I used the Cantu leave-in. This is the one with the argan oil, and that was pretty much it. So let's talk about the hair itself.
Okay, one thing I hate about curly hair is that when you style it, you have to style it with the wet products and it gets in between your hands. That's the only thing I hate about like wavy and curly hair. Like, you know how you wear it to bed and you wake up, you gotta kind of like put your product and kind of finger through, and then there's like strings of hair all throughout, especially when you first make your wig, because literally I just made this wig. I bleached the knots for you guys. I went ahead and styled it. I didn't style it completely on camera, but I did do most of it. And I really love this hair. Again, it came from iSee. What I love about this hair most is the frontal. So when I knew I was working with them, I already knew I was going to be bleaching the knots on this one, because every time I get a wig from them or a frontal from them, theirs are really, really, really good. And the way you get the best or the most out of your frontal is if you bleach the knots. As much as I love to just go ahead and add the powder, it is a lazy way. It is a safer way to not harm your frontal, because this will shed more and more over time, but you get the most flawless finish. We're about to go to dinner and get some Italian. I'm going to add a cute little headband around and go. I kind of want to do a side part tomorrow and kind of do like a little flip over once it dries and gets big. But because I co-washed it, I'm going to go out at nighttime with kind of like poodle hair, because you guys know when you wet your hair, it you know, you got poodle hair when you do a fresh co-wash. So I just wanted to come in and do the intro. Originally, you guys seen I was going to do half up, half down. And I was like, no, I love these frontals. I have to wear it down because like this, These frontals are everything. Like, these frontals are everything. This is what the hairline looks like, and this is what the parting looks like. And again, I didn't pluck or tweeze. So if I had a brown wig cap on like I should have, this would be so lit. So I almost forgot to show you the hair. This is what I have left of the third bundle. They sent over 4 bundles in a frontal. Okay, so what I have in my hair is 2 24s, half of a 22, and a 20-inch frontal. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to check out iSee. They have some pop-in hair and especially have some pop-in frontals. I am going to add some quick layers up here. I don't want to do it too, I don't want to do them too thick just because I know that I'm going to do some half up, half down styles, and I don't want it to be too short up front. But just to kind of break it up and add the body, if I would have added the 22-inch bundles, they kind of would have added a layer. But essentially, it's not as layered as I wanted, so I'll go around and do more once it dries. But this hair is absolutely gorgeous. Don't forget to check out iSee. I have all the information listed in the description bar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Also, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share with your friends. Leave in the comments a video that you would like to see from me. There will be a new vlog coming up on Monday. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.